Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lovers Pamira on DTN, Delvin Television Network, with my buddy here.
Aidan Raftery, and welcome to this week's edition of Football.
Welcome to football. Today we're talking of football. We're talking of EPL, English Premiership League, and what transpired today. We're just going to react to the championship, to the log leaders and the log droppers, and eventually those who have won the title.
Indeed, and as we know, City produced or won an unprecedented 4 in a row. So well done to them.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
indeed.
But Liverpool got into the top three, so that's not too bad.
They have been really consistent in terms of being second best over the period of years, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. A bit like Arsenal, really. You know, Arsenal finished second last season and this season, so we won't say.
Yeah, they're second. They're second last season, and the one. When did they win? When did they win?
About 2006.
Yeah, so they were really consistent in being the second best. So
yeah, they like to give other teams a chance.
So kudos to Arsenal, really. So now we're looking at this really two matches that took place today, which were deciders of the title in terms of was going to win the champion, was going to win the league rather. So Manchester City were playing against West Ham United, and of course Manchester City dominated that match with a huge amount of percentage and ball possession, and they scored first through Foden, the player of the season, the player of the year rather. He was voted the player of the year by the Writers Association, and he scored in the second minute, and he also added another goal in the 18th minute, and by that time City were leading 2-0. And on the other hand, in contrast, Arsenal were playing against Everton, and they were being led 1-0. So Everton was leading Arsenal, and that caused a lot of shivers among the Arsenal fans. But there was joy, ululation, jubilation, excitement, ecstatic mode in the Manchester City ground, and fans all over the world.
Yeah, that's it. But I think for City going into this game, I think a lot of people would have said, that they that City would have won this anyway. I know West Ham would have liked to have given David Moyes a better send off.
Yeah.
But I suppose the scenario for both teams, as in Man City and Arsenal, for winning this, for Arsenal to win it, Arsenal needed City to either lose or draw, and Arsenal had to win. Obviously, you see, this was City's game in hand.
Yeah.
They'd already done the business midweek, and they needed to win this to copper fasten it. And look at, like, when you look at it, especially, with what happened in the last game, they lost their goalkeeper. Ortega came in, replaced him. The other keeper. Yeah. So that wasn't easy for Stefan or Ortega. Yeah. Of course, I think he's gonna keep his spot, I'd say, for the FA Cup final. That's another match that they have to look forward to. But look at West Ham have been they've been just one of those teams that they're a very sticky team for any team to play for. But as I suppose when you look throughout the Man City team, you have obviously the two headliners will be De Bruyne and Haaland. Now, they've been injured throughout the season and all that. And fair play to Foden for getting Player of the Year, because whereas the other two were getting all the headlines, he was consistent across.
He was just consistent. It was just like a straight line.
Yeah.
Others will fluctuate. Others fluctuate and go down. But it was like a standard measure. Of the Manchester City team.
And of course, he got throughout the season, and indeed, to underline how he deserved his man of the match, how he deserved his his team, his player of the season. He got 2 goals, and I'm sure he got man of the match as well today.
What a way to announce or to stamp, the selection, to say you did very right, you did very well to choose me as the player of the year, and he just signed it off by 2 goals. Deservedly goals.
And that's it. And of course, they have an FA Cup final to look forward to, and of course, Foden will be in the England squad for the Euros as well this summer. Yeah. So fair play to him. But look, they are, I suppose, really comparing last season to this season, like we said with Arsenal and Man City. Arsenal look like winning it with 10 matches to go, but obviously they faltered in a couple of matches, and those matches cost Arsenal the game. And of course, with City's experience, they did what was required because they have that experience. But I think for Arsenal, and credit to them, this season, they ran them an awful lot closer. And myself and Mark,
they gave them a good run for their money.
That's it. And themselves and Man City and Arsenal. I was saying to Martin, who's an Arsenal fan, I said this could go down to the wire, and I think that's a good thing for the Premier League. That it's not, because the last couple of seasons, it was inevitable that City were going to win them.
Exactly.
But this season it was a lot closer. And
really, competition is what we need in any sport, in any competition, in any league across the world, because that's what makes the fans excited and enjoy watching football when there's competition. So really, Manchester City had to work very hard in terms of trying to achieve what they wanted, because Arsenal was breathing close behind Manchester City.
That's it. And of course, you see, it's the thing with City is the strength and depth of their squad as well. So like I said, they can start any starting 11 and have options on the bench and still win the game, no problem. Now, of course, they've won now, but we still have to see the outcome of this 115 charges against them. What way that? What way
Who's
that?
coming up with those charges?
I don't know, but it's a financial fair play. I didn't invent these folks, so they've been looking at these all season. So you don't know what's going to happen there. So so it's they have that for now, and of course they have the FA Cup final to look forward to, Champions League to look forward to as well. So I think, when you look over the season, I think it's the top three are about right, and I suppose down at the other end as well. The three that came up last season, and the three that are going down again this season. So it just goes to show you.
It is sorry for Liverpool supporters. We're not talking of you today, and of course. Manchester United fans, you might be also interested to know what's happening with your team. We'll talk about that sometime in the future. But for today, it's Manchester City and Arsenal. These are the big boys in town, or in the Premiership. So Manchester City won 3-1 against West Ham. Foden scored in the second and 18th minute, then Rodri in the 59th minute to seal their win, and West Ham scored through Kudus in the 43rd minute. So that was the scoreline. So let's move on before we move on, I can't just overlook the players that Manchester City has, like Jeremy Doku. The dribbling.
He's been very good.
What a player. He dribbles, he runs, he's so accurate, he shoots. He has had so many targets today in terms of scoring opportunities. He was just unlucky not to score.
He's also a nightmare to mark as well. I mean, you see them throughout the season, really. And he's very tricky. He's everything you look for in a winger.
He's
really.
Like a rabbit.
He is,
the African rabbit.
Yeah.
You wouldn't understand. The African rabbit that you find in the forest is so difficult to hunt with a dog.
Yeah, that's
because it dribbles. It really, it's a tricky customer. That's how Jeremy Dock is. And
that's it. And just a few interesting stats there for the fans at home. This goes to show you the golfing class.
Yeah.
With all due respect to West Ham, but shots on goal, 28 for City, 3 for West Ham. Shots on target, 12 for City, 2 on. 2 for West Ham. Now possession. Now this is a huge one.
Oh yeah.
73% for City, 27% for West Ham. Passes 772 for City and 284 for West Ham. And finally, pass accuracy 93% for City, 79%. So I suppose that's kind of a closer.
Yeah.
But there's some interesting statistics there.
Very interesting, and that's why it's so clear to say they deserved. Manchester City deserved the win, and of course the title.
That's it, and it shows you what when you have world class players.
Yeah.
In the side, what they can do, and I mean that's evident in just in the possession alone.
Yeah, the possession alone.
That they were able to keep and probably now. As I've said earlier on too, and off air, in fairness to West Ham, they have been a tricky side for some. I mean, they cost Liverpool there 2 or 3 matches ago.
Right.
Liverpool really needs to win that. That was a draw. So it just goes to show you how tricky they can be. But City won it. They won it on merit. But fair play to Arsenal for running them close.
Fair play to Arsenal, and let's talk of Arsenal. Arsenal versus Everton. They did very well to keep chasing the title, but unfortunately it wasn't their year yet again. They were the second best this year again, as they were last season. But congratulations again to Arsenal for being so consistent in terms of they've been leading the log for quite a significant amount of weeks and months, and of course Manchester City, they kept on pushing and do.
And I think Arsenal, I think Arsenal learned from last season as well, as in, when they kind of faltered in that last 10 games, they learned from that, and that's reflected in the closing 10 matches.
Yeah, that's true. So Arsenal were playing Everton in the last match of today, and Arsenal with 2 and Everton 1. So Arsenal scored through Tomiyasu in the 43rd minute, and Havertz at the stroke of the last minute in the 89th minute, and that's coincidentally the number of points Arsenal also ended up the season with.
There you go. And what a way to how exciting did that make it? Like 80 scoring in the 89th minute.
Exactly. And for your 89th points of the year. Wow, what points. For your own information also, Manchester City ended at 91 points for the year. And secondly, followed by Arsenal with 89 points. So Everton scored through Gay at the 40th minute, and that's how the stats ended. And as we speak, it's celebrations in the Manchester City, and they're still in the ground as we speak.
Oh, that's
receiving their medals and giving the medals to the fans.
That's it. Well, why not? They've been there, but just some statistics from that game.
Yeah.
Shots 26 for Arsenal, 5 to Everton. Shots on target 5 for Arsenal and 2 for Everton. 70% possession for Arsenal, 30% possession for Everton. 650 passes for Arsenal, 298% passes for Everton, and pass accuracy 89% for Arsenal compared to 71%. So again, like the Man City game, some very interesting
statistics really that shows the dominant team at the end of the day, also proving that they're the best and good, going out of the match with a win. And before we conclude, let's talk of in a nutshell, the Liverpool boss and West Ham boss.
That's right. Yeah, Jurgen Klopp. Today was Jurgen Klopp's last game managing Liverpool. So you can imagine the emotion in the club today as well. And of course, it was David Moyes' last game for West Ham, and they would have wanted to give him a better send off than that. But look, he is one of those managers. He's an exceptional manager. Didn't quite work out with him at Man United, but we'd just like to, being a Liverpool fan, I'd like to wish Jurgen Klopp all the best in the future, and hopefully, you never know, maybe someday he might return, and maybe
you never know.
It's going to be interesting to see where Moyes goes from here as well. But we'd like to wish them both the best of luck.
Best of luck to both of them. And with that, it's me, Lovers Pamira from DTN Sports News, and it's a bye-bye.
And a bye-bye for me, Aidan Raftery. Thanks very much for inviting me on, and I look forward to the next one.
Thank you, my co-presenter. It was
and
really
of course,
brilliant.
Thanks to the viewers at home as well.
We really appreciate you, and keep supporting us by liking and subscribing, and we really like that, and that will motivate us to do more. It's a bye-bye for now.